Welcome to Middle Tn Hikes, and today we're in Tullahoma, Tennessee, or near it anyway. We're going to go see Machine Falls. Popular one here with the locals, and it's in Short Springs Natural Area, which is a Class 1 natural area. Machine Falls is the rock star of this place, but there are other things going on here. There are other trails, there are other waterfalls too. But it looks like Machine Falls is on a little 1.5 mile loop with the white blaze markers. This trail isn't too bad. It's got some roots and some rocks, but nothing serious. At least not yet. I hear there's a severe elevation change coming up. No sooner than I said that, it does that in the trail. But yeah, apparently we're gonna walk down off this ridge, and that's what wins this the moderate to strenuous rating that it usually has. This is a small enough loop where I should be counting benches, but since there's such an elevation change, I don't think it fits that category. So I'm not even going to bother counting them. There are a few speckled here and there though. There's the connector sign. If you take that, it cuts the loop in half. It goes right across the center of the loop. Well, the problem is we're not at the falls yet. If you don't do that and you stay on this trail, the Machine Falls loop, well, you're going to go right across the top of this ridge to some stairs, and you're going to walk right down them stairs to the base of the falls. Alright, we got down here where the water is, walked over the bridge, and there's a sign that says Waterfall Access. Now, there's another one of those signs that says not to go that way, but it's up there. So, I'm not up there. I guess I'm going the right way. I usually don't show signs, but this is important information. Waterfall access. Walk on rocks. So they do intend on you to walk just up the water. So when you finally get down here to the water, people have made trails going around. That one there, I know what they're doing. They're trying to get halfway up the falls. There's like a ledge there. Well, that's closed. And they don't want you making these little trails. A lot of people are walking across the water and working on a little trail right there. They don't want that either, apparently. So you just walk down these rocks. The sign says, walk down rocks. So some of those are as wide as your foot. As you can see, the fall isn't far. Maybe 3 feet. But if you have electronics on you, or if it's cold, be careful. And I guess to the rest of y'all that were making trails, stop it. Get your feet wet. Woo. It's a small little ridge. This reminds me of a movie I saw once. The fall isn't very far though, so The sound in here is pretty awesome. The force from all that water kind of resonates in this little rock bowl. And there's these little cubby holes in it where the low end just collects. It's pretty cool. I'll definitely need to get down here. One at a time though. It's nice to not have a bunch of people in here. While we're down here, there's a little loop called the Wildflower Loop. Let's see what it's about. Given the name and given the fact that it's December, I'm probably here at the wrong time. But hey, you're here when you're here, right? So the Wildflower Loop touches this nice little river here. And while you're standing there, alright, this little creek is the one that just came over the waterfall. And it connects to this bigger river here. If you stand right here where they meet, and if it's quiet enough, you can hear the strangest sound vibrations coming out of that little bowl where that waterfall is. If you're into that kind of nerdy stuff. Wildflower Trail has a few obstacles. You gotta crawl in a spot or two. Other than that, it kind of just goes around this little glorified beach. I don't know what you would call this. Anyway, it's must be pretty in the spring. All right, well, that's the trail to the waterfall. That's the bridge. Here's the Wildflower Loop. And then right here are the 8 gajillion steps you gotta take to get down. After you see the falls, come across the bridge and you can walk up here. Once you get up on top of the ridge here, you can follow these little signs to the waterfall overlook. Be sure to stay on the designated trails because there's been some trails that have formed from people taking little shortcuts. They're pretty dangerous. A lot of them lead to cliffs. Way out when you get down here by the creek, it's a muddy mess on the trail down here, so watch your step. Don't let your feet slide out from under you. After the trail goes right through the stream, these boots aren't as waterproof as I thought they were. You start a slow climb to the top of the ridge. It's a pretty easy climb. It's not real steep. It's not super bumpy. Right before the last part of the loop connects to the start of the loop, there's quite a bit of thorns right there, kind of reaching out onto the trail. I don't know if they'll come through and trim that before spring or not. But anyway, it's enough to snag your britches when you walk by. The amount of down trees in here is kind of amazing. Well, I was fortunate enough to bump into a local, and I asked him about all these trees. He said about 2 years ago, right about this time of year, a tornado came through here. And as you can see in just a second, they just left the trees and cut the trail through them. And that's typical for most parks, but there's a bunch of trees here on the ground. Anyway, if he finds this, thank you for sharing that with me. I was just talking about that before I bumped into you. Well, I'm back at the cars. This has been Middle TN Hikes. Hope y'all enjoyed the hike. Hope y'all come down and see the waterfall. Y'all get out and go hiking. Maybe I'll bump into you.